Hey guys, Robert Murphy from Holistic Healing Choices here, and today I'm going to give my review of the new documentary Heal from Kelly Noonan. Now, this documentary looks to answer the questions about the thoughts, beliefs and emotions that are crucial in our ability to heal ourselves from just about any condition.
Every organ in the human body has the ability to heal itself under the right conditions. What are those conditions? That's the question.
So what sets this one apart is that it looks at both the Western and the Eastern side. So the scientific and the alternate. Everything that combines to be able to get you to heal so much faster. It does a very good job of this too. And they get some big names in there who dwell in all these areas of health to comment and make appearances and have their own take on how the layers of health impact us. You know, there are appearances from the likes of Deepak Chopra, who's very well known in a lot of stuff, Michael Bernard Beckwith, Kelly Brogan, Dr. Joe Dispenza, David R. Hamilton, who is an organic chemist, which we'll touch later on as well, and medical medium Anthony William, just to name a few. The film does a fantastic job at conveying its message. Now, one of my problems with this is, if you've delved into alternate medicine, NLP, anything like that before, you probably know the core message of this movie, in that you are responsible for your ability to heal. The main criticism is that this documentary doesn't show people anything new. Sure, the message is important, and the film is presented in a beautiful way. And it's very easy to access for people who are new to this style of thinking about health.
There have been radical remissions for every single cancer type. Pancreatic cancer, stage 4 lung cancer, a big brain tumor that's considered inoperable. There are examples of people out there who have healed from it. When I looked at the data, they were all using these 9. Only 2 of them are physical. The rest are mental, emotional, and spiritual.
So those people who are still a little bit skeptical or just, haven't taken the plunge into alternate therapies, this movie is very, very good. It's an easy going sort of work into it, to see it work and to then, on the other hand, see how it doesn't work with some people, which we'll delve into in a bit more detail later. Alright, now I'll talk about the only other gripe that I had from this movie, in the way it was filmed in certain parts, especially when Kelly Noonan was on the screen there. So it was shot sometimes from her point of view, so she'd open up her laptop and be talking to the webcam. But in that same scene, they'd have a shot away from her, showing her talking to a webcam, and for me that broke the immersion from it. Which is just a filmography sort of thing, nothing to do with the core message of the movie. But to me, they were trying to set up this, like it was her creating a vlog or a diary sort of thing, as she was going through, meeting these people, getting their stories, doing all those sort of things. And then it just sort of broke from that immersion. It's like, well, this is a big production, and it obviously wasn't filmed on a standard iMac webcam sort of thing. So why not just have her talk to the camera, the good quality camera that they were using during the filming anyway? Not a big deal, just something that stuck in my mind anyway.
I don't know who I am without being sick.
Now the music in it was good. It never really invigorated a lot of emotional sort of impact, which is something that I like. I don't like to be overly manipulated by music choices in these sort of documentaries. When someone breaks through and they have a very triumphant song to lift you up and stuff like that. I find that sort of detracts from the message once again. This film did not do that. It was very good in the music being a side thing.
My body wants to be healthy, but it's the head. It's the fear.
And so what will set this documentary apart is, rather than it being made to tell you what you need to do to be able to fix yourself or get past, these issues with health, it invokes thinking. It's presented in a way that at no time do you feel like it's getting overly preachy. I mean, there are, say, religious parts in there as well, but it's never like, if you don't believe in this stuff, you will never heal. It's not forcing you to think this way. I guess some other documentaries don't leave much of a shadow of a doubt that, they're trying to get that message across. They're really trying to push it onto you. Not so much with Heal. You can think it's all rubbish, or this is the way to move forward, to accept that responsibility for myself rather than just popping pills all over the joint. And yeah, being an alternate movie like this, it's more about that spiritual healing, coming more so from a place of holistic values. And yeah, on that note, on religion, there are a few spiritual healers. There's a guy towards the end of it who connects with divine healing. Never insinuates that this is a be-all and end-all. And it keeps you open to being who you want to be. Never making you, try to be someone else. And a lot of these people find out through sheer willpower and determination that they will heal. Now, we'll talk about another important part of the film, and that is one case that we get to see, a young woman who has an unknown skin condition. And it keeps coming back during various times where she's very stressed out. The film goes on to her exploring natural and alternate therapies when modern medicine, no longer has an answer for her. All her tests come back normal and all that sort of stuff, which we, being a holistic practitioner, we keep hearing all the time anyway. The doctors aren't running the right tests, or they're not testing enough things and stuff like that, because those tests cost money. And if it doesn't fit their model, why would they go looking for it? And so she tries a few things, including emotional freedom technique, but even after that, she believes that she won't heal enough, so much so that she ends up in hospital towards the end of the film there. She believes that nothing can help her with it. It shows the escalation of her condition that started, as a minor annoyance on her neck. It started to spread out, become more painful, and something that, ultimately could end up life-threatening for this woman. And then the polar opposite is brought up with another lady who already does yoga, meditation, already has a nice diet full of fruit, veggies, all that sort of stuff, that ends up with colon cancer because it's hereditary. She goes both with the chemotherapy as well as doing some emotional work, changing her diet up even more, introducing things like wheatgrass in there in massive doses. And she wants to get better. She truly believes that she's here for another purpose other than this cancer. And during her journey, she denounces it from herself. She does not attach herself to this story that she's sick, which is another very important point in being able to heal. It's not who you are. This illness or whatever condition it is that you're facing, it does not have to be part of what makes you you. And I mean, that can be said for anything. If you get attached to your story, that's part of who you become. But so with this lady, she healed at such a rapid rate. She went through the chemo, I think one cycle of it, while doing all this other stuff. She even told the doctor, I'm taking wheatgrass, and he fobbed her off. She got better so fast, and there was no trace of the cancer at all, that the doctors actually came back and said, well, we obviously misdiagnosed you. But the cancer was there to start with when they diagnosed her at the start, and it just showed right from the start the emotions of that, I suppose, that space of hopelessness that she started in, because cancer is a big, big thing. Right from that to where she was, energized, getting active, doing things, changing her diet, taking those active steps, being accountable for the condition that she'd placed herself in. And she was able to let go and get rid of this, life-threatening condition here. The film also, towards about the middle of it, touched on the pharmaceutical industry a little bit. And one of the speakers, David R. Hamilton, the organic chemist that I mentioned before, said that he left college with this degree, got a job and really wanted to help cure cancer. The same thing that a lot of his fellow colleagues were aiming for. He then noticed the further that he went up the chain in the company, the more it became about how much money they were making, rather than the health of the people and the results they were getting. It just all came down to money, which is a very important part. Nobody, doctors, everything like that, they don't get those jobs to make people sick or to keep people sick. They're doing the best job that they can, and the film describes that perfectly. You know, he saw that for what it was, so he left to become an organic chemist and pursue those other ideas in the same area. So overall, the film, while it is light and enjoyable and easy for anyone to access, it's a very soft delivery. I guess it's not in your face about you have to be this way to be able to heal. It shows stories of determination, but it also looks at those stories where people can't get out of their own head and end up, you know, showing that sign where they don't heal, regardless of the treatment they're taking. So I would wholeheartedly recommend this film to people who are new to alternate therapies and those that want to expand their knowledge or have something to create those stories to be able to show people just how impactful the mind, body, spiritual, everything comes together for us to be able to really heal and move past these, you know, life-threatening conditions like cancer, and spinal injuries was one case as well. So yeah, I would wholeheartedly recommend this, guys. I'm going to give this film an 8 out of 10. So that wraps up this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed my little spiel on heal. But anyway, guys, have a safe, happy day, and I will see you in the next video.